You're such an asshole.
You never done video before?
So am I live?
No, but you're not live. We're just recording now. I'll edit it later. Yeah, no, I'll edit it out later. I'll just keep it because it's cool.
Okay.
All right, so go ahead. You read the thing.
All right. I'm Craig Kamen, Realtor. I've been a Realtor for a little over 20 years. I know Aaron quite well. I've done real estate deals with him in the past. So
sorry, I forgot my soda. I'll be there.
Okay.
You keep going. Don't worry. They're used to that.
All right. So he asked me to answer some questions reader had on this. She wants to know, let's see, could you put together a video similar? I'd like to hear about the pros, cons, tips, startup cost, average time until first deal, average time between deals, anything you might think are important. Few realtors that she knows only mention the good things. Okay, so you're in New Hampshire. Target market would be New Hampshire, northern Boston area. You work at a title closing company owned by Keller Williams branch, so you'd probably join Keller Williams. Okay, I'm not with Keller Williams. I'm in a different market, a very large broker that I'm with. Keller Williams is a very good broker to work with. I'll get into that later. But real estate, it's probably the easiest business in the world to get started in. It's a few dollars, a few $100s. You take your licensing, continuing education, you take your test, you get licensed. A broker like Keller Williams or Coldwell Banker or whoever you go to, Remax, will hold your license and you're in business. So very, very easy to get started in. Potential to make a lot of money in the business, but it's not easy. It's a very difficult business to really do well in at first. So there's a steep learning curve. Most people that get licensed in the business drop out right away. I don't know what the percentages are, but you just see a lot of people come into the business and a lot of them fail. The first year is quite rough on new agents. I would say if you did $40,000 to $50,000 your first year in the business, you're a prodigy, you're a rock star. Most people are only able to pull off a few deals their first year. So your first year, you're pretty much starving. The first year, you're just setting up the business. Other people hit the ground running. There's ways to hit the ground running a lot easier than doing the learning curve as you get into the business. You're with Keller Williams Title. Keller Williams wrote a real good book on getting started in real estate. If you are going to do it, I would recommend picking up this book. It's called The Millionaire Real Estate by Gary Keller. This is going to take you step by step on how to hit the ground running in the business. It's a very personable business. The more people you know, the better off you'll do. It's a relationship business. You're networking with people. That's where you get your business from. The broker does not give you any leads. You actually, how it is structured is you pay the broker to work there. Different arrangements can be made. It's either a monthly desk fee or they take a cut of your commission. But basically it breaks down to where you pay them an annual cost to do business there. In exchange for that, you get some legal backing, you get some insurance coverage with that, and then you also get some marketing with that. So they do provide a service for you. You also get an office, phone, and desk that you pay for. So it is, no matter how you do the business, you're gonna pay to be licensed. So that's the cost of doing business. But if you can start out with this book, just follow the step-by-step guidelines. You're going to put together everybody you know. You're going to be asking everybody you know for business. A lot of people have trouble doing that, and that's kind of where they fail. You can pick up business outside of the people you know through either open houses, a little bit of advertising. The internet can work a little bit, but the majority of the business is going to come from the people you know. They're going to refer people to work with you, and they're going to work with you. But typically it takes at least a year or two for people to trust the new agent until they got some experience under their belt, because it is a huge, it's their biggest financial decision in their life, doing their home sale. So they usually want to see some experience before they entrust someone with that, even if you're really close friends. So that's why that first year can be kind of rough. but it breaks down to numbers. Gary Keller in that book breaks it down to simple numbers. You're going to get basically a deal to 2 deals for every 12 people you target. And you got to be in touch with them 33 times a year. So you're going to be phone calls, in person, you're going to be face to face, you're going to be mailing them advertising pieces, touches online, emails. You just got to be constantly in their face, reminding them that you're in the business. And that can be awkward for many people to do that. But there are ways to do it without being obnoxious. It's you learn how to just kind of become part of that into your lifestyle. And that's the other part of being a realtor. I used to look at this as a very glamorous industry. I'd watch, before I got into it, some people doing deals, while they're either at the racetrack or sitting by the pool or on the lakeside, thinking, wow, they got it made. They can sit there and do deals while they're out playing. There is some truth in that, but a closer examination, they're trying to play and the business keeps following them wherever they go. So it's a lifestyle. This business is, you're always on. The phone rings. You might be, doing some family functions. It's hard to get away from this business. And then that ends up destroying a lot of agents in this business too, because it burns them out because they're unable to disconnect from it. So those are the negatives to it. So it's a longer startup period than they initially talked to you about. And it's not for the faint of heart. It's a tough business. It's a fun business. You meet a lot of fun people. You do a lot of fun transactions. You're there when people are buying their first home. You're there, for their first kid expanding into the new house. But you're also dealing with people through the death process. Losing family members, have to clean out the estate. You're dealing with foreclosures. That's a real painful part in people's lives. You're also dealing through divorces. That can be real ugly, tough situation for both parties. So you're there in the good times and the bad times in people's lives, and it can take a toll on you if if you can't handle that kind of stuff very well. It can chase a lot of people out of the business. Other people, it just kind of becomes them, and they do well in the business and they have a good time with it. So you take the good with the bad, and it's like anything though. It's what you put into it is what you get out. It's not if you take time off, you're not making money. So you don't have that business that keeps bringing in money without you having to work. So that's kind of the ultimate goal. So then many realtors start looking for options to make money when they're not working, and most of that becomes rental property. So they'll buy investment property that the rents will start bringing them residual income. And that's usually the retirement that most agents kind of pick. Not all of them, but a lot of them do. So I hope this helps. It's a fun business. I highly recommend it. But just beware that, it's got its emotional ups and downs. It's a tough business to get going in. Really easy business to get started in. But to stay in business can be tough the first couple years. So thank you, and I'll sign off.